Hey guys, Tylord here with a pickups video, coming at you with some movies and some games I've acquired over the past couple of weeks. I have a package from Retro Tiburon he sent me out of the goodness of his heart with quite a few video games in there, so the video game portion of this video will be more abundant than usual. I have some good stuff. Not only that, but I picked up a couple other video games I'm excited to talk about. We'll get into some movies in a bit. I'll start with the games. First game I got, my wife just bought it for me yesterday. I think it was released yesterday or the day before. A game I've been super hyped about. I'm a big fan of this series. And she got it for me as an early Father's Day present. Street Fighter 6 on Xbox Series X. Played a little bit of it so far. I was hyped about this. I don't know if my internet's not working well. I can't seem to find any online matches, so I haven't played anyone yet. That's usually the bulk of the Street Fighter I play these days. Although it's all about arcade mode too. I always love trying to beat arcade mode on fighting games on hard settings and whatnot. I've only played this on normal so far. Has a good arcade mode, unlike the launch of Street Fighter 5. This has a ton of content. It has online battle. It has like some like online hub where you can go play arcade games with other people. You have an avatar you build in this game. You can battle the avatar against other avatars. You can play normal versus battle, like ranked matches and casual matches, just like the other games. And then with your avatar, you can go on a single-player RPG mode, sort of like an open-world RPG, which I've been wanting my whole life. This is like a combination of my two favorite genres, fighting games and RPGs. And it's kind of set in the Metro City, the Street Fighter universe, so it kind of feels like another Final Fight. You go around in the street, and it looks like Metro City's cleaned up a lot. You go around, and I got up to maybe level 12. I was level grinding, pretty fun. Made a little character, level grinding. You go around beating up people on the street, like a bunch of weenies, like a bunch of businessmen and fat women and old ladies you beat up. I don't know, you might go fight like some hard thugs later on, I don't know. I just played a little bit of it, but pretty addicting, simple like RPG type game. Doesn't look super impressive. It looks like something that could have easily been on PS3, but I don't care. I love that type of game. I've always wanted something like that, like a fighting game RPG. Street Fighter is the one to do it. Also kind of similar to maybe Yakuza or the good old Conquest mode on Mortal Kombat Deception. That was like, to me, that was like the highlight of Mortal Kombat Deception, and we got it on a Street Fighter game now. I wish it would have happened long ago, but it's fantastic in this. The actual arcade and battle modes, the graphics look fantastic. Like, it's kind of creepy looking how realistic the characters look because they're kind of disproportionate. Like Zangief has a tiny head and a huge body. Like, it doesn't really look like a real man, but like the textures of his skin and his chest hair look so realistic. The females look like I don't know if I could have handled this if I was a young man and I played the way the females look on this. What else? Yeah, I played a little bit of arcade mode on it. I still want to spend a lot more time on this. I just played it a little bit. I played arcade mode through with Zangief. He has a little story mode and it's pretty funny. I played it through with this new guy. I think his name's like PJ. He's like the new boss, like the new M. Bison type character. He's a pretty cool new character. And of course, I played through with Ryu. So you always got to play through with Ryu. He's kind of like is passing the torch along to this guy. I think his name is Luke. He's like the new like protagonist, but Ryu's still the man. I really like this. It has the original 8 World Warriors in here. So you always have to have that in any Street Fighter game. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to get back into this. Hopefully play some online. I'm not really accustomed yet to this new play style. Like, there's this new parry button. It's like a super parry, and you have a bar, like a parry bar. you have sort of like a focus type move. It's kind of similar to 3, 4, and 5. I haven't really gotten into it. There's a new modern control style that I'm not crazy for, but I guess that's the way to go now. It's just a light, medium, hard attack, and then a special move button. So you don't even have to do like a combination. You just hit that button to do a special move. I put it back to classic, but I hear that new mode's the way to go. Anyway, yeah. So happy to have this. I can't wait to play more of it. Maybe I'll get back on there tonight. And then, well, still on the Xbox. This is an Xbox One game. Actually, no, we'll do this first. N64 games, stick with the fighting games. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Yeah, this game is a game that's been on my wish list for a while. Had it as a younger man. My brother and I used to play it. I had some credit at Utopia Games, so I used it to get this. Happy to have it. Kind of a combination of the first 3 Mortal Kombat games all rolled up into one game. That's why I really like it. It has every version of like every character from the first 3 games. I think all the stages and everything. What I like about this particular version is Shang Tsung, when he morphs into another character, there's no loading time, like it would freeze up on the PlayStation 1. So I think this is the way to go just for that reason alone. This game is freaking difficult. I remember I beat this when I was younger, but it seems super tough now. I thought I would be better after playing stuff like Art of Fighting 2 and Eternal Champions and all these hard fighting games. Man, this might be one of the hardest. And then another game. This was a game my wife picked up at Walmart, and it was $8 for Assassin's Creed Origins. Is that what it's called? That's the Egyptian one. Something my wife was really interested in. Kind of a boring case. Check it out. It's just like warnings on the back. I doubt there's a manual or anything in there. That's a game my wife's interested in. $8. I thought, can't go wrong with that. While we were in Walmart, when we got that, they happened to have a magazine in there. Like it was a free magazine. I guess Walmart puts this out, Game Center. Kind of a cool little magazine. This one highlights Redfall. I think it has a write-up on Redfall. I'm not really interested in that game, but it has a little write-up on like the Super Mario Brothers movie. It has a write-up on Street Fighter 6. It has a write-up on a couple other games and like reviews and stuff. It's kind of like a mini Game Informer, maybe like half of a Game Informer. So I thought it was kind of cool to get that for $1 because I was always about the magazines growing up. That's where I went for my gaming news to get hyped up about upcoming video games. Speaking of magazines, a while back I got the first issue of Cyrus Martin's Super Mega Grafx 64, the magazine. I got that one before that highlighted the 16-bit era video game consoles. Just ordered this one, the second issue, which highlights all of the Sega consoles, which I love. I never had never had a Master System, but over the years I played a lot of games on emulation or on similar type games on the Game Gear. So there's Game Gear there. I love that. Of course, everyone loves the old Dreamcast and probably the pinnacle of Sega right there, the Genesis. And then there's hipster Sega Saturn over there. I still kind of want a Sega Saturn because there's a few games on there. Anyway, write-ups on Sega-related stuff. Has old school ads in there. I don't want to give it all away. Go check out his channel. He'll have more information on it if you want to buy this. I think if you're a member, you can get them, but I don't do that member stuff. I just buy them. I don't mind buying. I think it was like $10 or $12 or something. So I'm happy to have these. I'll get any other ones he puts out. Nice having these. So got my magazines this week. And yeah, you can order those off of Lulu. Is the name of the site you can order them off of. And then on to some more gaming related stuff. My buddy Retro Tiburon sent me some video games and one movie. So we'll talk about the movie at the end, which will transition into my other movie pickups. But oh man, I'm super happy about the stuff he sent me. I had a wish list that he got a hold of, and he sent me some of the games on my wish list. He didn't have to do it. I gotta send him something. It's been a while since I've sent him a package. We usually kind of like pen pals. We send packages back and forth. He sent me some games that were actually on my wish list. One of them was Rad Racer on the Nintendo Entertainment System, a game from my childhood that I don't have anymore, so it's good to have that back in my collection. I kind of want to get back to playing that simple like outrun type game. Probably way simpler than that. I remember you could use the 3D glasses on it. There was like a 3D mode. I don't know how good I'll be at this. I kind of want to get back into racing games. I've been watching some of what's his name, what's his face, Alpha Nerd, who's like really good at these 16 and 8-bit racing games. That kind of motivated me to get back and play some of these. And then he sent me this, which was not on my wish list, but happy to have Rad Racer 2, and I don't know anything about that. I see it's developed by Square, so I haven't tried that one out yet. I have my Nintendo hooked up right now, which is cool. And this one I'm super happy about. Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, which has been on my radar for a long time. Had it when I was younger, but never beat it. Got confused. Kind of a fun, like kind of open-ended game. I kind of like it way more than the original Castlevania, but I never beat it. But now that there's the internet and I'm gonna look up all the secrets and all that. Well, it's getting hot in here. My phone doesn't. I'm gonna open the door here so my phone doesn't overheat. This is like the 5th time I tried to do this video. My phone overheats. Okay, Castlevania there. I just played Fact Xanadu last year, so I was like in the mood to play games like this. I didn't know whether I wanted to play this or Battle of Olympus or Rambo, something like that. But here's Castlevania 2, which is awesome. And then here's one that was on my list. I had this as a child. My buddy and I used to play it all the time, and it's freaking a clunky game. I don't understand it. Maybe there's some art to it. That's Karate Champ, the grandfather of fighting games. Red Gi versus White Gi. I wonder where Ryu and Ken got that from. Also, this was in, I don't know if it was this exact version, but remember Bloodsport? Jean-Claude Van Damme was playing this at the arcade in Hong Kong. And anyway, super clunky, but I'm happy to have this in my collection. What else we got here? Oh, you know what? He sent me this nice PlayStation button. That's cool. I love that original PlayStation logo. Might even put that on my shirt. I don't know, did kids at GameStop that worked there have these back then? I can't remember. That's super cool. I love the original PlayStation. And then, if you watch his recent video, I saw he picked up these 2 games, complete in case. Go check out his video, his pickup video. All kinds of cool wrestling related stuff and video games and some movies. I saw he got these 2 games complete in box, so he probably sent me these. And one of them was on my wish list. And that one is Super WrestleMania for the Sega Genesis. I've always wanted this one because I had the Super Nintendo one, and it's pretty crap. I hear this one's not that great either, but the Super Nintendo one didn't even have finishing moves. This Genesis version has finishing moves, so it's cool. It has Hulk Hogan. I think it even has Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, $1 Million Man, IRS is in there, Shawn Michaels, British Bulldog, which you didn't see much in games, and Papa Shango is in there, I think. Yeah, so I'm happy to have this just because Papa Shango is in it. But I got that, so kind of want to pop that back in and play it. Not that great. Like I think Mario was saying, that's kind of like the prototype for like later better games like Royal Rumble and Monday Night Raw. And then I saw he also got this game, which wasn't on my list, but he must have sent me the loose copy, which I'm really happy to have, Zero Tolerance. At first I thought he sent me this because, for Sega Genesis, I thought he sent me this because I was just talking about that movie Zero Tolerance with Robert Patrick, the PM Entertainment 90s revenge action movie that I really like. We were talking about that on his podcast, or we were talking about the 90s action movies. But I thought he just sent this to me as a joke because I was talking about Zero Tolerance, the movie. But I think it's because he got a nice new complete inbox of this. But I'm happy to have this. I understand it's a first-person shooter. On his video, he was showing footage of it. It looks pretty darn impressive for a Sega Genesis game, like 3D first-person shooter. So I'm kind of happy to have this. I kind of want to play it. I'm hoping it's not too difficult. It might be something I kind of want to play through. If it just drags on and on and on like Doom, I don't know if I can do it. Okay, and that's it for the game. So if you're not into games, go on, get out of here. I hate you. But he did send me one more thing. One more a movie, VHS Trash. And he's into the naughty things, especially if Pamela Anderson is involved. And here's Snapdragon. I remember when he picked this up, I thought he wanted to keep it. I don't know if he has an extra copy or not, but Snapdragon with Snapdragon with Pamela Anderson. My mind was going somewhere else right then. Okay, and there she is in like a little sexy little like oriental like nurse gown or something. I don't know. A police psychologist obsession with the beautiful and sensual asthmatic draws him. Oh, sorry about that. A beautiful psychologist's obsession with a beautiful and sensual amnesic draws him into a web of an oriental mystery, ecstasy, and terror. Blinded by insatiable lust. Insatiable lust and terror. Blinded by insatiable lust and terror, he becomes prey for the Snapdragon. Uh-oh, look at that naughtiness going on down there. Okay, yeah, I didn't do that any justice. I'm getting worse at reading than PWM. Let's see. Oh yeah, so anyway, I see Pamela's in there. I don't know if I'm gonna watch this or not. It might ruin my VCR trying to pause and rewind and pause and fix the tracking. Anyway, Stephen Bauer is in here, and one of my favorites, Chelsea Field, is in here. I like her. She's in a lot of movies I like she plays Tila in the He-Man movie, and she's in Harley Davidson in the Marlboro Man, and The Last Boy Scout. I think she's in some like newer TV shows too. But I was happy. I asked Mario if she gets naked in here, and he says no. I think only Pamela does. So I don't know if I'm gonna watch that or not. Okay. And then on to my my other physical media pickups. I found a laser disc of a movie my wife and I really like, The Forbidden Planet, with Leslie Nielsen. I don't know. I don't know who the director of this is. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about this more after I've watched it again. We went and watched this at the theater when they replayed it not long ago. Really great 50s sci-fi. Probably 50s sci-fi at its best. It's probably better than Star Trek. Really cool animation in certain spots, like the way the monster look. It's kind of like that, like Disney quality, animation overlay. Really cool stuff. Something you'd see out of Star Trek. Forbidden Planet. Leslie Nielsen and his crew of astronauts end up on this planet where the scientists researching and his beautiful, I forget if it was his daughter or his assistant, this beautiful girl there were researching this ancient alien race that lived there, and they're getting up artifacts from underneath the earth, and they actually were super advanced, like way more advanced than any humans ever have been, and they could use their mind to do anything they want. And there was a machine he was trying to harness the power from, or something like that. It kind of reminded me of Mass Effect, the plot. Maybe they got it from this. Like there's an ancient race of beings that are like 100 times more advanced than humans in every way, but they're extinct now. But it's a really cool movie. I really recommend this one. It was when Leslie Nielsen was a serious actor. So every time I see him now, I want to laugh, even though he's being serious. Like, this reminds me of The Naked Gun or Airplane. Okay, on to more sci-fi. Here's a book. Speaking of my terrible reading, I should have read the book, but I listened to it on audio because I have more time to do that when I do my cardio at the gym. But I went through the whole book of Dune by Frank Herbert, and so I thought I'd pick up. I already have this on DVD, but I saw this HD DVD copy, which I don't have anything to play it on, but I thought for a collector's item it was $1. Dune here, the David Lynch movie. But as I was saying, I went through that entire book. It started off kind of slow, but at the end of it, man, I really liked that book. There was so much substance to that book. Like, man, it was on so many levels. It was really, really good. Dune. I highly recommend anyone reading that, or like I did. I just listened to it on audio when I did my cardio. It took a couple of weeks to get through. I think you can even listen to it on YouTube. I listened to all of it on YouTube. It took like 21 hours. Who knows how long it would have taken me to read that. Sometimes I speed read though, and I miss stuff. But anyway, or I try to speed read anyway, but I thought maybe that book would make me think less of the movie. That's kind of one of the reasons I never wanted to read the book, because I really like the David Lynch movie. But it kind of makes me like the movie even more. Like, the movie's a pretty darn good adaptation. Like, a lot of it just it just like segues into one bullet point to another, but it covers all the major bullet points. A couple passages from the book I really wish were in this. They might be in the extended one. I can't remember. But really great book and great movie. I like this movie even more now because it's really a good adaptation. Some stuff David Lynch and his people added, like the Atreides soldiers have this special weapon where they use like a Kia, but they can shoot projectiles with a gun if they Kia, and it shoots a projectile, which is not in the book, but it was kind of cool for the movie. But other than that, yeah, really like this. All-star cast in here. Kyle MacLachlan, Sean Young, Sting, everyone there. A big cast in here. Great movie. So I'm happy to have this as a little collector's item. And this has all of the bonus features too. I don't care though. Anyway. And then a more science fiction here, Ghost of Mars, John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars, which I haven't seen in a while. And I thought I would pick it up because I don't have it. It was $1. I think for a while all this stuff is going to be $1. Yeah. I guess this was originally supposed to be an escape from a movie with Snape Plissken. Kurt Russell is going to be like Escape from Mars. That's what I hear. I don't know if it's true or not. Like, the original concept behind this, or the original script, was supposed to be that, but it turned into its own thing. Ghosts of Mars with Ice Cube and Natasha Henstridge is in here, and Jason Statham, and one of my favorites here, Pam Grier, and this other lady. Who's this? I know she's a big actress. Is it Clea Duvall? I don't know. Anyway, kind of fun movie. From I remember, I really liked this, but it's been a while, so I kind of need to give that another watch. John Carpenter. I don't think it went over well, but I know a lot of John Carpenter movies initially don't go over well, and then they get like a cult following. Here's some great deals for $1, I think. I don't know, maybe people don't care about DVD anymore. I still love DVD. When I try to watch all these HD movies on these big fancy TVs, it looks phony to me. Like the speed, like the frame rate's so good, and something about it looks stupid, like a British sitcom or something. I don't know if it's just my high definition TV, but I still like watching movies on older TVs. They still look good to me. But check this out for $1. Back to the Future trilogy on DVD. I don't know if they had that in the wrong section. Look, it even has the literature in there. Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 for $1. I probably would have spent $30 on this a few years ago. I have them on Blu-ray, but man, I could give this to someone, some youngster that's never seen these movies, that doesn't realize this is like the most perfect movie ever made. So I got Back to the Future. Not only is it a sci-fi movie, but it's also a comedy movie. It's also a romance movie. It's a comedy, sci-fi, romance, a high school movie. What else? It's pretty darn good. A lot of action in there too, actually. And then, oh man, what about this? The first season of In Living Color for $1. That seems really good to me. Good old show. It's been a while since I've watched this or Saturday Night Live or any of those old comedy skit shows, but this was fantastic. Where we first saw Damon Wayans and what's his name, David Alan Grier and Jim Carrey. This is where he got his big start. So I gotta watch that again. Oh, here's one of my favorite movies ever made, and I already have it, but I got a sealed copy, and this was $1. Like it was priced as $10 before, but they just put this $1.95. Yeah, it was $10, but they marked it down to $1.99. But all the $1.99 ones are $1. But I got a sealed copy of Clash of the Titans, directed by Desmond Davis. One of my favorite fantasy, like Greek mythology movies ever made. Really captures your imagination. I love the music. I love the Ray Harryhausen stop-go animation. It's like, I guess it was starting to phase out at that time and people didn't care for it. But man, I think I love that stop-go animation. It's got the Pegasus and Zeus. That's old, what's his name? Laurence Olivier plays Zeus, I think. And yeah, really cool movie. The Kraken, it's not a squid. This is how I always thought the Kraken was because of this movie. Some big fish Goro monster, like a big 4-armed fish man. Cool. And then Cradle to the Grave with Jet Li and DMX. I remember I really liked this movie when I first saw it, and I don't think I had it. It's got Mark Dacascos is the villain in this, so I'm a big fan of anything with Mark Dacascos. And here's a movie I've been wanting to watch, Excessive Force, with what's his name, Thomas Ian Griffith, one of the bad guys from Karate Kid 3. I guess he had a big run in Hollywood, like for action movies, and this was one of them. And this even has James Earl Jones in it, and Lance Hendrickson. Tony Todd's in it. Well, so action movie, hard-hitting action thriller about a renegade cop who will do whatever it takes to get the job done. When $3 million disappear during a drug bust, undercover cop Terry McCain Griffin is pitted against the sadistic mob boss. After McCain's partner is brutally murdered and his ex-wife is threatened, he strikes back in the only way he knows how, with force. Okay, so cool. Yeah, that's something I would like right there. This is the only one I spent more money on. I spent $4 on this because this is a movie I haven't been able to find, and I really liked it. Crossworlds with Rutger Hauer and this guy. I remember this guy, Josh Charles, used to be in stuff. I don't know whatever happened to him. I forget who the young lady is. I don't know. But I remember this. I saw this before The Matrix. This kind of seemed like sort of maybe inspired by whatever source inspired The Matrix. It's kind of like a cross-dimensional thing, other than it's not really inside of a computer. It's just like another dimensions there, right out there. Rutger Hauer's kind of like the Morpheus type character in this. I think there's even like agents, like Agent Smith. It's been a long time since I've seen this. One of those fun straight-to-video 90s movies that I love, and I haven't been able to find this in years. Directed by Krishna Rad. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I gotta watch this again and get back to you on that one. Speaking of 90s movies I like, remember Albert Pyun, the guy that made all those great 90s straight-to-video movies? I've pretty much gone through all of his filmography, been into his movies for the last few years, and he just passed away recently, so I was hoping there'd be like a resurgence in the mainstream and everyone would come out and praise Albert Pyun, but I think only me and like 3 other people on the internet praise him. Anyway, so I've watched most of his movies, and I think I'm only down to 3 or 4 I haven't seen. One of them is this one, and it's from 2007, Left 4 Dead, not to be confused with a video game. And this is a Western horror movie, and it looks like it's won some awards back here. I would expect it to be super low budget and low like very cheesy CGI and back blue screen stuff for newer Albert Pyun movies. I still love them, but I'm just saying. So I don't know if it says it's won some of these awards. I don't know if they're BS awards or not, but I'm sure I'm gonna love it. The West goes gruesome in this gunslinging terrorize. The West goes gruesome in this gunslinging terror ride into the town of Amnesty. The small town is shattered. The small town is a shattered shell of a place empty of all life except Mobius, a vengeful killer who cuts down anyone unfortunate enough to cross his path. But Clem is coming to town, and she and her posse are not going to go quietly. So I'm hoping this is good. Like I said, there's only like 2 or 3 more Albert Pyun movies I haven't seen. And then we'll finish off, since we started with Street Fighter, we're going to go full circle and end with Street Fighter. Reluctantly, I picked this one up. I saw this at the show with my wife and my brother, and I was kind of hyped for it, but man, I really did not like this. You don't hear me say that about movies, about not liking them. Maybe I should just watch this movie and not think of it as Street Fighter. Maybe I'll like it again if I watch it. Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li. Maybe I was too hard on this, but because I wanted like a cool, accurate adaptation of the Street Fighter I like. And I know that the 90s movie was not an accurate adaptation, but that was like a fun movie, and I still recognized all the characters, and it was fun. This thing didn't really do it for me. Just kind of like an action movie, so maybe I'll like it if I take it in as like a 2000s cheesy action movie. This girl was I mean, she looks good, but she's kind of skinny. Like, I kind of want my Chun-Li to have bigger thighs than that. I'm sorry. But she looks good. Like, this actress, I can't remember. What's her name? Super gorgeous actress. Oh, and this has cool. Oh, this has a sneak peek of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Becoming Street Fighter featurette. 3 galleries, film comparisons, storyboards, and so it might be fun to look at. I remember I was really disappointed. I like this actor. Like, I thought maybe he would have been a good M. Bison. This guy, he always plays like a scumbag. This guy, but maybe if like he was done up like M. Bison, because he kind of has those evil eyes, maybe he would have been a good. But he's nothing like M. Bison. And then I think Michael Clark Duncan is Balrog. Well, he's a cool actor, but I don't know. And I think Robin Shue is in here, and I like him. The guy that plays Liu Kang, he plays Gin. And what else? Yeah, so Street Fighter. I don't know. I'm reluctantly gonna watch that. This includes theatrical and unrated cut. Okay. Directed by, I don't even know who it's directed by. Andre J. Bartkowiak. I don't want to pronounce his name. Anyway, I'm hoping I find a place in my heart for this. And that's about it. Oh man, my phone didn't overheat, but I'm about to overheat. I don't know if you can see. That's like the 4th time I tried to make this video. I did it in the evening now, so I didn't overheat the phone. Okay, I'm gonna go upload this now. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend and all that stuff.